Welcome to the Oasis Digital Studios webinar, NFTs, Myths, Markets, Media, and Mania. My name is George Tsiolis. I'm the founder of Agoracom. I'll be your host. Before my brief introduction about this webinar, I want to thank each one of you who's taken the time to join us, and want to congratulate you for choosing to participate in what I think is the coolest and most comprehensive presentation about NFTs in the small cap world. And that last part is very important. When big tech shifts take place, they usually take place in corners that aren't readily available to small cap investors. Take the rise of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, for example. It took years before small cap investors could get any exposure to them. In the case of NFTs, however, that isn't the case, thanks to the fact that Oasis Digital Studios is a partnership between Liquid Avatar Technologies and ImagineAR, which are both publicly traded on the Canadian Securities Exchange. I can best summarize this webinar by telling you it's going to dramatically help answer the two biggest questions we hear about NFTs. One, did you hear about that NFT that sold for $1 kajillion? Two, what the hell is an NFT? Though I make that point tongue in cheek, you will recall that those are the same kind of initial questions we first heard about Bitcoin 10, 11, 12 years ago, but nobody really took the time to help answer those questions. And that's why this webinar is so timely. NFTs are in their infancy, and people like you want to get informed. This webinar is going to do so by addressing the four following subjects: the myths, the markets, the media, and the mania. And you can imagine some great subheadings on that. On the last note, the mania, some of you who are creators might also be wondering, how do I develop and market my own NFTs? Well, that's where Oasis Digital Studios comes in. It was created to support the development, management, and distribution of NFTs, with the amazing additional feature of being enhanced by augmented reality. If you can't absorb that just yet, don't worry. Most of us weren't able to, and people here for the first time aren't able to, but you're not alone, because that's why you're here. For now, all you have to know that in just 1 month from launch on March 10th, Oasis has already partnered with McCartney Multimedia and its Digital Diva founder, Ruth McCartney. She'll be here, whom together have already teamed up with renowned artist May Pang to drop iconic digital artwork NFTs of John Lennon's Lost Weekend. We're going to hear about that. Yesterday, Oasis announced a collaboration with recording artist and entrepreneur Jeezy to offer a custom designed NFT featuring his iconic snowman logo. And just today, they partnered with Apex Comics Group to publish Mr. Right, a new multimedia project by legendary Marvel Entertainment and pop culture veterans Tom DeFalco, Ron Frenz, and Sal Buscema. And that isn't the half of it, which is why this webinar is so exciting. So let's get the show on the road with our first guest and our first panel.
Well, I think, George, we're going to maybe introduce first, maybe AP and myself.
Well, yeah. And I'll do the introduction quickly. With us, guys, you can see him on the screen, David Lucatch, an entrepreneur with over 35 years of experience in international marketing and over 20 years of developing online business concepts and technologies. He's had multiple successful small cap exits. He's currently the CEO and chairman of Liquid Avatar that trades on the stock symbol LQID. Alen Silverrstieen is a global serial entrepreneur with over 20 years of experience and is currently the CEO of ImagineAR. Together, they've launched Oasis Digital Studios. Guys, let me ask you the first question. Maybe David's going to ask this one because the follow-up is going to be for Alen. David, what is an NFT?
Oh, wow. It's simply, it's a digital representation of a collectible, of a story, of something that is tradable and electronic and engaging and fun. It is unique. An NFT is unique. Just like anything that is serialized, an NFT can represent any type of item, or effectively, we'll talk a little bit later about certain types of assets. Although, again, I will comment throughout this presentation that we're not focused on the investment of NFTs, but rather from a collectible and storytelling basis. So take an experience, digitize it, put it on the blockchain, and effectively you've got an NFT. That's the easiest way to understand it. And it is unique unto itself. Another one that might be similar will have a different serial number, but not be the same. So they are unique and individualized, making them a non-fungible item.
And essentially digital collectibles, if that's a
Mhm.
really layman, easy way to understand that. Alan, NFT, that's NFT. What's an augmented reality enhanced NFT? Provide us an example of, you know, how I would look, how I would have a unique picture of John Lennon and what kind of AR enhancement that would have.
When David and I discuss NFTs, and it's the whole industry is exploding right now, is what could be unique and different to get the story out from the actual talent, the individual, or from the photo. And using AR through a mobile phone brings it to life. You can bring it to life with 3D. You can bring it with storytelling through videos, maybe May Pang giving her discussion of specific pictures related to John Lennon, or watching 3D models come to life. So it adds that value of the storytelling brand animation. So rather than just a static NFT, but bring it to life using a mobile app with Liquid Avatar, which has the ImagineAR SDK integrated, and using that to enjoy what's unique on that NFT, which can also be additional experiences and visual storytelling.
So, for example, I could have a unique NFT of John Lennon, and if I'm in Liverpool and I'm maybe at a very iconic place, and I point my camera, at that point, I may have an augmented reality right on my phone pop up and either give me a story or some additional information to really bring that to life.
Yes, it's absolutely interactive and special, but we want it tied specifically to the NFT visual more so than the location. So it's unique to
Okay.
the individual who owns it. And whoever keeps that NFT, and whether it's resold or whatever down the road, they will always enjoy that story. And again, using the ImagineAR platform with Liquid Avatar, that story can be updated and changed on an ongoing basis. So we can bring these
Right.
again, the NFT to life for years to come with new content, new interaction, new 3D models, and new animation as well. So we're pretty excited at Oasis to offer this because there hasn't been another NFT out in the world that can do it. And we're pretty confident this is going to be a unique experience for collectors and storytelling for people who want to really enjoy them.
David, for you guys to launch Oasis Digital Studios, you saw something, because you're not just going on a lark here. What did you guys see? How big is this market, and where is it going?
Well, George, I'll start by saying that, at Liquid Avatar, where we were talking to AP, Liquid Avatar, our avatars, which are sort of above the waterline for us in our business, started their journey out as an NFT. So when we started designing avatars, we decided to start designing them as NFTs. Now, we took a bit of a different route because some of our technology requires us to use private blockchains. But at the end of the day, we were watching it very carefully. And as everyone might know from my interviews, and although I've got my new green screen in behind me, everybody usually gets to see all my toys. I am a collector, and I have been a collector of comic books since I'm 5 years old. And together with AP and some of our other constituents, we really realized very quickly how NFTs for storytelling, experiences, and collectors could come together in a way that was unique based on the talents that we already had. So our value proposition was already there. So we decided to form Oasis and give the public at large and our constituents an opportunity to share in some of the things that we've always had opportunities to deal with. Some of the great people that you'll meet today, and some of these relationships are new to us, and some of them are have been around for dozens of years. And at the end of the day, I think NFTs are the new way of collecting things. And if I had to take all my comic books, pack them in a box, and bring them to anyone's house, that would be challenging. But now I can collect comic books and comic book experiences and interactive opportunities and artwork and all kinds of great things and sports cards just on my phone, on a device. I have still the same collectability, but in a very tiny space. So, it was a natural progression for us to move into this space.
Alan, we got 1 minute in this opening segment here, this introduction to Oasis Digital Studios. So I'm going to give the last question to you, which is, you guys aren't using this as a buzzword. You announced this on March 10th, and you're off to a screaming start. I just mentioned a couple of things. There's so many more things that happen. Did you guys expect Oasis Digital Studios to take off this fast? And do you expect to keep this pace for the foreseeable future?
Well, a lot of this is owed to David and his team and Ruth and that, who really got off the gun running pretty quick with Oasis. And I'm surprised David didn't even give the reason why it's named Oasis. So we'll leave that for later to explain where the name came from. But it's really taken off also because of what's been happening in the market. Everyone's jumped into NFTs. And what I mentioned to David and you, George, is in the past, we had both cross lives in the phone card world. And my business back then was one of the #1 preeminent phone card worlds doing licensed phone cards. And it is the exact same thing we're reliving here with NFTs, but it's going 3 times faster. The numbers are bigger and it's growing quick. So although we're older and wiser, we're experienced, I think even we're surprised by the interest and the massive growth potential in the collectible world for using digital NFTs with enhanced AR.
Gentlemen, congratulations on what you guys have started here with Oasis. Thanks for this introduction to give everyone a bit of an overview. The next panel, we're going to move on to our first panel, actually, John Lennon's Lost Weekend Reveal. And David, you're hosting this, so take it away.